to Voltsmonster Interactive. We are back, and this is episode 22. Coming up in this episode, we have a motorbike from Honda. An Indian man reviews the news. What?
Spit facts in.
You looked at me as if saying, "Oh my god."
That's true, isn't it?
Mary Ann joins us as newbie.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's it like to be here? That's enough. And we also review, because like everyone else, the story that everyone's talking about, which is Jaguar, but we'll come on to that soon.
Everyone is
So,
talking about it.
starting for today, we have a number of newbies. We have newbie number 1 and newbie number 2. We are basically screen testing people who join our company, and then the others run away and hide because they're all scared. So, introduce yourself, Jazz. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm basically from India and started my career here.
But you live in Torquay.
Yeah.
Are you from Torquay?
Oh, yeah, where I'm from. Sorry.
Yeah.
We
It's a
can cut
very
it off.
strong talky accent.
He does. That is what people from Torquay sound like.
Yeah.
Is it?
And,
Is it?
well, have
I've
you
never
heard
heard
him when he's drunk?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard him when he's eating a big sausage? Oh, sorry, a sausage covered with chilli sauce.
A little bit, yeah.
Exactly.
I see it. I see the correlation.
So anyway, and who are you?
I'm Marianne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also known as newbie.
Newbie.
So you're a bit like a Roblox character, aren't you?
Roblox character.
Yeah, you do. You look like like the avatars you get on Roblox.
Yeah.
You've got the one with the big glasses, haven't you?
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking
From
about.
Xbox, the Xbox Roblox characters.
Exactly.
Oh dear. It's the fact that I know that.
Oh no, cool.
Yes, you are. You're down with the
Exactly.
kids.
So I am down with the kids, and that is a new fact with our little Roblox character here. And of course, we've got the other character that comes from Thunderbirds, which Jazz has absolutely no idea who that is. So he's Virgil, obviously with us. Say hello, Virgil.
Hello, Virgil.
He's so predictable.
Dad joke.
It's a bad
So
dad
funny.
joke. It is a bad dad joke. I wouldn't even stoop that low.
Oh, you fucking would.
Well, you're the one who's always on his hands and knees.
Ooh.
Anyway, moving on.
No shame.
Should we go to the first bit of news?
Sure.
First bit, should we go the one that everyone is talking about?
You can go in with the big hitter if you want.
Let's go for it.
I don't want you to copy anything like anyone else's news. Oh, sorry, that's exactly their tagline. Copy nothing.
Oh.
Bit of a below the belt there.
Well, there's a lot going on below the belt there. Mostly not what you'd expect. Anyway.
Whose story is this?
It's mine.
Okay.
So we're talking about Jaguar's new rebrand. We've all seen it.
Yeah.
What do we make of it?
Unique.
That's
Definitely
one
unique.
word for it.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't like it much like the older one, I think.
Do you know what I thought of it?
Yeah.
It looks like, what's that Indian festival where you throw paint all over each other?
Yeah, Holi.
Oh.
It is named as Holi. That function is Holi.
Is it
Oh.
just
Yeah.
holy?
Yeah, HOLI. So we play all.
Oh, Holly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that looks just like it.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but that looks like it is on the telly.
Yeah.
And they rub each other with paint rollers for some reason.
I think they want to do anything new, but they done something else.
Yeah.
Different, totally not a new.
But do you know the radical thing about this story? Is it's the first time I've ever agreed with an article in The Guardian in that Jaguar have managed to not only alienate all their existing customers, but they pretty much managed to alienate anyone else that might buy a Jaguar.
My question is, where are their eyebrows in that photo? They're all gone.
They really don't have eyebrows. That woman there, is that a woman?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I hope so. I don't know.
What's that on the end? That looks like some weirdo that lives at the end of your street.
He looks like the Joker.
It looks a bit like.
Yeah, it looks a bit like the Joker. It looks like the Joker had a baby with the bloke who shovels the snow out in Home Alone.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it that?
Yes.
I thought it was just a petrified alien John Hurt.
He actually looks very concerned.
Actually, it does look like John Hurt. That's another.
Yeah.
But have we?
I mean,
Marianne, they are targeting the next generation
Okay.
and all that. So does that make you want to buy a Jaguar? Or
No.
Jaguar,
Yeah, but
as
like
Jeremy
when
Clarkson would
when
say.
I see this
Jaguar,
Jaguar.
as Americans would say, because it's not a Jaguar.
No, it's a Jaguar.
But that's why Americans have have Puma shoes, because they can't say Jaguar, even though they're the same animal.
Americans.
But anyway, sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay.
So in your Gen Z millennial
Mm.
world that you live in of
Yes.
love and happiness
Mhm.
and such like, does that make you buy?
To be fair, this looks like a lipstick ad.
Well, they do look like 6 lipsticks standing there,
Yeah,
with,
they
with
do.
like almost like you put little faces. Tell you what it looks like. It's like a cross between lipstick and what are those sweets called? They're Pez,
Oh, Pez.
where you get a little.
Yeah, they look
Yeah. They look like Pez characters.
They do. They really do.
Maybe that is the merchandising that Jaguar are going for. They're going to
Collectible.
make Pez characters.
Not even the font of Copy Nothing looks anything associated to Jaguar. in
No,
my
but that's
personal
I think
opinion.
that's partly the point they were going for.
Mm.
Like, let's be as not Jaguar as possible, so let's not copy anything.
Yeah.
So
Brand? No.
Oh.
Nothing.
It does look very Squid Game.
Oh,
actually.
you're right.
it is a bit Squid Game, yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
It also looks like the other person this reminds me of is do you remember that film Fifth Element?
No.
And Nunu or whatever her name was.
I never watched it.
You've never watched Fifth Element.
No, there's a lot of films that you say that I haven't actually.
Have you watched Fifth Element?
Not yet.
I don't think they made it as a Bollywood movie.
Bollywood.
Not-
But it is a bit crazy in it.
Okay.
It's got lots of singing and a bit of dancing.
Never watched it.
That's a terrible stereotype, but it is true.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Fifth Element? So your homework this week, Children.
Yeah, weekend.
right?
Oh dear.
Watch Fifth Element. There's a character in it called, I can't remember what her name is,
Lulu.
Lulu, whatever. And she's wearing something similar,
Hmm.
which is actually applied by a machine.
Interesting. Should we get some? I've seen a cosplay of that.
There you go, in the white.
Yeah,
Does she look like...
she does. I remember seeing a couple TikToks edits of her.
I can't remember what her name is.
Lilu.
Lilu,
Lilu.
that was it. See, I was nearly there. Nunu.
She
Yeah.
looks
Lulu.
like a AI.
Which is a bit.
Yeah.
It's very Alien 2, isn't it?
Mm.
It's but yes, it's
Yeah.
it involves the Star People.
Yeah.
So
Strange.
Huh?
Strange.
So what do you think of the logo?
so in summary, well actually, in fairness, the actual way they've written Jaguar, I'm less offended by than most people. I think it was going to be a difficult thing to do whatever they did,
Mm.
right? Having the 2 capitalised letters in the middle was always going to be a challenge.
Oh, I didn't even see that or notice it.
It's just weird. Why has that person got a tie around them? In yellow.
Oh my god. That's ridiculous.
I
actually
don't
haven't seen
want to
this
pass
video.
aspersions on anyone, but how much drugs were they smoking?
They all look high.
It's just.
Yeah, but this is not. It's no car. Where's the car? I've actually not seen this video before.
Haven't you?
No, not this
Okay.
video.
Look, sometimes in advertising and marketing, and I'm a big fan of this, is you have to, if everyone does the same thing. So look, they could have created a Jaguar advert where a car drove along and it drove past you and there was a woman with hair blowing back and all this sort of thing. And you fall into that, like, what I call the perfume cliche.
Yeah.
So if you watch any perfume ad, they all follow
Yeah.
almost the same
Yeah.
the same thing. So if you watch a Chanel, the latest Chanel advert is 2 people calling each other,
Oh, yeah.
spraying each other with some fragrance, and then driving to each other's house and missing each other with this terrible music, right? It's very cliched. And, you know, if you think of Davidoff, you know,
Yeah.
everyone thinks of that bloke who was in Lost diving into the sea. Yeah. Almost anything with David Beckham in, he will be wet. He will be, yeah,
Yeah.
right. And this has fallen into they've sort of fallen into the do something different trap.
Do you think
But
that this is
not
rage
done the
bait?
same either. So they've not,
Yeah.
like sometimes with advertising, you
Yeah.
need to kind of, you kind of need to, what's the word? You need to tether what you have to something. And think of it like as a piece of string going away from you. At least it's still attached here. What they've done is rolled it up in a ball and thrown it like that.
Yeah.
You know, whereas it's so not cliched, it's almost a cliche.
Yeah. What I was
Make sense?
gonna mention is, it almost feels like rage bait.
It is, yeah. Well, the part of it is let's do something that's outrageous because then everyone will talk about
Yeah.
it. And then that falls into the any advertising is good advertising.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because they'll always now be remembered for that in
Yeah.
the same way that they've been remembered for certain cars that are shit.
Yeah.
Right. Like when they made a Mondeo and called it a Jaguar, that was probably a bad idea.
That's true. Yeah.
But fundamentally, it's, you know, like artists talk about their second album or whatever is
Yeah.
always a hard thing.
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing.
That is true. Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same font as the Google logo.
It is very similar.
Oh my goodness, that looks like a Google. Cheat.
Although, what I can tell you is I did see someone reviewing that advert and that logo, and they said the reason the logo doesn't work is because the bar in the G is a very tight angle.
That is not.
And
the reason why it's bad.
I actually watched it. It was on TikTok, and I just went, "You're talking absolute
Yeah.
right?" And he was like, "I'm a font consultant," right?
Fucking hell.
Right.
How can you be a font consultant?
And I was like, "You're not a font consultant.
No.
You're a typeface consultant. They're different,
Yeah.
right?" But fundamentally, he was going, "Oh yeah, because it's so tight, it doesn't fit with the rest of the logo." I'm going, "That's the least of your problems." But anyway,
Yeah.
do we like it?
I quite like the writing. I don't like the logo of the two J's.
The two J's.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like that, and I fucking hate the direction where they're going in terms of whatever this is. It's just not.
What this sort of woke,
It's just
like ultra inclusive thing that actually excludes everyone.
Yeah, I did actually see a comment on this on Twitter that said, "Go woke, go broke."
That has been a thing, and most of the companies that have tried going really woke. So there's one where they got a trans person to do some.
Red Bull.
Was it sanitary towels?
Oh, sanitary towels, and they weren't biologically.
Yeah, they were a man.
Yeah, and I was actually in the heaps of that on TikTok. It was always on my For You page, and my opinion is like, that's crazy. That's insane.
It's just a bit weird, isn't
It's
it?
just a bit, you know.
You know, like if the same thing would apply, and taking that as a scenario is that they went really woke and tried to put a trans person in the situation with tampons. That would be the same thing as them having a tampon ad and Benedict and me running around playing like tennis or whatever, what other stupid game they always get people to play in tampon ads.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be quite so woke. That would actually be funny.
Yeah.
But because it would be a up yours. But that particular one was particularly bad, and it's a very good point. Well made.
I think the same person who did that also did a Red Bull ad, and they were wearing not Red Bull. It was I think it was sports bras, and that didn't go
There's
well.
a big difference between sports bars and Red Bull.
There was another ad which they did was also Red Bull related, and then Red Bull got like what's the word?
They got tarred by association.
They
Okay.
basically got targeted, and it wasn't good.
So do you like it or not? Do any of your woke friends like it?
Oh no, we talked about it actually. My friends are all car people. They love cars, and they thought that's just like the wrong way to go about it.
Yeah. Jazz, do you like it?
No,
Even though it's like Holly.
no, actually the thing is, as we told earlier, they try to do something different, but they have totally done it wrong direction.
Wrong direction.
They can make it as a brand, how good car is, they can make the logo like that only, going in the same page, right? But they have done shit.
So there we go.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
So, but as I say, the revelation in that story
Yeah.
is there is actually an article in The Guardian I agree with for the first time ever.
That is pretty big news. in
That is
itself.
big news.
Mm.
Because it literally, the headline is, hats off to Jaguar's inclusive new branding. Now people of all backgrounds won't buy their cars.
That's true. That is true.
So well done, Maria Hyde. You've actually said something sensible in The Guardian. Or obviously it won't have any punctuation or any other useful content.
Oh yeah.
But she looks a bit weird herself.
The shirt is very unique.
It is very.
Oh, it looks horrible. She looks like a snow elf.
Remember that she's in
Winter
a
elf.
left-wing newspaper, so having something of branded origin will be obviously against her morals.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, moving on.
Next story.
Next story.
Who's got the Top Gear one?
Me.
Oh, a Top Gear story. We love Top Gear. Do you know why we love Top Gear?
Why do we like Top Gear?
Well, we like Top Gear because they write mostly bollocks, but they're one of the few automotive publications that's willing to write articles that aren't complimentary about every manufacturer.
Oh, I see.
So they'll often write a story. So, like, so for example, if they do a car review, and you say you review, you read what car or something like that, or auto car, and there'll be a review in it,
Yeah.
right? They'll have they'll write the most balanced story where they can't pick a winner, and they'll go, all of them are amazing,
Yeah.
even if they're crap.
Not biased. Yeah.
Top Gear are one of the few that will not put advertising revenue before before journalistic quality.
Yeah.
Although there is some suspect journalistic stuff. Right, anyway, tell
Yeah.
us about it.
Okay, so this is the Honda. So this is just a mock-up. It's like a fun little mock-up that they made, Honda did. And this is a sporty, naked electric bike. So the whole idea, they want to be the top manufacturer of EV motorbikes.
Well, that's probably not going to be hard before
No.
long because most of the ones that are making EV bikes have gone bust
Oh yeah.
recently, like Energica and stuff, which is really disappointing because the Energica bike was actually really good.
I haven't seen that.
I
Actually.
like the look of that.
I think it looks
It's
beautiful.
late to the market, but I think that is. I think it's. looks
That's
good.
the type of thing that I would want to ride.
Coming from a country full of motorbikes.
What do you think?
Like, it is a kind of we need to do some adventurous thing, right? So it is good for that, like to make some good kind of new records, do some more things
Yeah.
in that kind of adventure. But on daily routine use, no, obviously.
Yeah.
So it is just for a sports person to do
Yeah.
some adventurous things.
It's a bit like commuter bike. I
Yeah.
mean, look at the seat. That does not look comfortable.
Yeah.
It would not be.
No. That's
So-
no seat, actually.
So the problem, like that, where it's like a sanitary towel, isn't it? It's like extra long.
That's hilarious.
Tell me that I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
But
It's a little. Yeah, it's not, is it?
No wings attached.
no.
Stop. I mean, it looks sleek. It looks nice.
And I like the little detail. I like the little gold
It's like a
single. That'll look good when it's going round.
It would.
But when I ride a motorbike, I always need an extra high seat because I'm a
Oh,
bit long,
yeah.
aren't I?
It's
So,
long.
Just a little bit.
huh?
Just a little bit.
Yeah, so it's probably too short in the leg for me. But I do like that.
I wonder. I mean, they want to make it silent.
Well, it will be silent because it's electric.
Yeah, but some cars like to put a
Yeah.
noise.
There
And
is
it's
a
just-
couple of bikes where they're talking about
It's
putting
like,
noise
what's the
on.
point? I want to be able to rev it.
That is the downside. See, part of the thing of riding motorbikes
Yeah.
is noise.
Yeah, the way to feel the bike.
And that sort of feeling alive. That's a different kind of alive.
It
Yeah,
is. It is.
But I do like the style of it.
It does look like something I could drop and it would fall apart though. It looks metallic, but I'm pretty sure most of that is plastic.
It will be plastic, yeah.
That's what-
So,
Nice wheels though.
Benedict, you're a former moped rider.
My bad.
It's not my style, but I do like the direction.
Well, you'd look
it's-
funny delivering Domino's pizza on that, wouldn't you?
You would actually, yeah. I was saying that majority of Domino's bikes.
Because you know he was a
electric.
Domino's delivery driver.
Not delivery.
Oh, you were
You
Domino's
peacemaker was the-
worker. Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. You know. Yeah, no, the majority of Domino's delivery mopeds are electric. Huh?
What?
I think so. You were just working there, not delivering, like.
No, no.
Okay.
Someone has to make pizzas.
Do
Yeah.
you do? Maybe you don't want to tell us.
Look, he's embarrassed about it.
Oh.
I actually quite enjoyed my Domino's career. For short as it was.
I enjoyed my Domino's career.
My journey.
It's lasted all of about 12 months.
When you're like saucing pizza after pizza, it gets a bit boring. When you actually start stretching it, throwing up in your hand, seeing a kid go, "Wow, look at that, mummy," and you're like, you know what I mean? And you're like, "Yeah, fucking watch this," sort of thing, you know? Oh, it's pretty.
It's like
keeping
bartending.
the crowds entertained.
But the funny thing is, I do have a funny story about the exact branch that he lived in, worked in, whatever.
Okay.
And so Domino's used to have this range of pizzas which were actually nice.
Oh,
so they were
okay.
like Italian pizzas, right? Rather than stodgy shite, right?
Yeah.
And anyway, so they came with various different ingredients on. So one of them came with like rocket put on the top of it, right?
Ooh.
Anyway,
I don't
so
like rocket.
huh?
I don't like rocket.
Why don't you like rocket?
It tastes weird. It's like
If you mix it with other things, it's nice. It's like pepper. Anyway,
spicy.
so I ordered two pizzas, and both pizzas turned up, and most of the toppings were missing off the pizzas,
Oh no.
right?
Oh no.
Oh no.
So I rang Domino's,
Yeah.
and they went, "Well, we didn't have them."
Oh.
So I said to the manager of Domino's, the one he worked in,
Oh.
Yeah.
and said, so if you didn't have dough, would you have just sent melted cheese? Right? And she went, "You're taking the piss," and put the phone down.
No way. As a manager.
Yeah.
Well, that's new.
So they basically sent me half of what I ordered, like one of which didn't have cheese on, right? Because it was supposed to have goat's cheese,
Oh.
and they just put the bit of mozzarella on it and left everything else off.
What's the point of that? It's like £1 something for an extra topping.
Well,
so if you didn't have a
the
topping,
bit that I never understand with stuff like that is why wouldn't you just go to Tesco's next door and buy some stuff while you waited for the delivery to come in?
people do that in restaurants and
Right.
Yeah.
So the franchisee is not going to lose sleep over the fact you bought a bag of rocket from the
No.
supermarket next door, are
from
they?
like Asda.
So anyway,
It's the Italiano arrangement. That's pretty good.
Ah.
see, there you go. See,
Yeah.
that's what but that's what it's supposed to look like. What I received wasn't that.
No, you do get your rockets separately, don't you? Because if they have it inside the actual
It will just
box,
Yeah,
Oh,
it just ended up with a melted.
Yeah. So
No, but I didn't even get it.
yeah.
So it didn't have any of the peppers, any of the rocket. Anyway, that's
remember,
beside the point. That has
yeah.
nothing to do with electric motorbikes.
No, it doesn't. You're right.
But do you like it?
It looks a bit like a rocket, yeah.
It looks a bit like a rocket. Ariane?
I love it. I'd ride it if I could.
Well, it hasn't got any gears, so you'll be right.
I'd be yeah. Twist and go.
Just Jazz?
Yeah, I can give it a try. It is a good like.
Did you used to ride a motorbike in India?
Yeah, so there is a.
Is it terrifying to ride a motorbike in India?
No, it is good. Basically, there are proper riders groups, so they do on the weekends kind of plan the rides.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're in
Ah.
like safety in numbers.
Yeah, so we go like. there
So
are
if one
50-50
dies,
riders.
you all die. Okay.
Oh dear, that's funny.
But so we like it. That's
Yeah.
a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Well done. Good story.
Thank
Next.
Next up, we got this one.
This looks like a Just Jazz article, which is how China beat the US in electric vehicle manufacturing.
Yeah, basically the idea behind it is like how the things are growing, so how the industry is moving. So, but if we see like China is beating, like in every aspect. So basically they have a kind of a cheaper labor. They have a good kind of transportation structure. Basically, they get the manufacturing cost is less, and they do well transfer and supply it to anywhere, any corner of the world. So that is the key point why they are growing like that.
But I think this is down to, so it was really obvious. I was in China, as you know, a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
right? And I went to lots of Chinese factories, and the thing that comes out of it is how much of the supply chain they've secured.
Okay.
So, for example, one of the battery factories I went to owns a lithium mine in somewhere or other, I forget, and but they also own a cobalt mine and something else. So they've basically secured their entire supply chain of the components they need.
Yeah.
And there's also a fundamental thing. When you go to China, you suddenly realise how joined up the thinking of the government is, which, when I was there, I came to the conclusion we're fucked.
So what do you
Not
think
not
about-
just because of two-tier Kia, but fundamentally because the British government is incapable of joined-up thinking, whereas the Chinese have thought about what they do.
But they do it for them and the people.
You know, and the comparison would be the best comparison is train travel in China.
Yeah.
So I went 400 kilometres in China on a train in first class, right? And which is not posh at all, but it's just bigger chairs, basically. And the train averaged 267 kilometres an hour,
Oh.
right? So we did 400 kilometres in 2 hours, even with stops, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And the whole journey cost 35 quid.
That's pretty good.
So by comparison to the UK, it was 4 times quicker and 10 times the price,
Yeah.
or 10 times less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I travelled in first class, which is pretty shit in the UK, from Devon to London in rush hour, that would be
That's,
over £300,
That is over 300.
and it would take over 3 hours, and it's only 200 miles, which is just about 300 kilometres. So it was 100 kilometres less, and would cost 10 times the price in the UK. And that's fundamentally what's wrong with the UK, is that we go to build a high-speed rail line.
Yeah, basically this is the combination of both the things. Like, for example, if we move the technology, get more tech, they are increasing the cost also. But the good thing in China is they do the things on less price and go do in a more
Absolutely.
technical way, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is the combination why they are.
Like a prime example, exactly that.
Yeah.
One of the factories we went to, they could design, debug, and start manufacturing a printed circuit board in 3 days.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
Right? If I tried to get a printed circuit board designed here, it would take 2 months probably to get it designed,
Yeah.
another couple of months to get it debugged, and 3 or 4 months before it would go into production. They could do the whole thing in one room,
Yeah.
about 3 times as big as our studio.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But absolutely.
So what do you think?
Is there
about
a solution, Virgil?
Yeah.
What's the solution?
New government.
New government. So get rid of Lego Head,
Yeah.
Rachel Reeves,
Yeah.
and two-tier Kia.
That's the one. Just fucking sick of it.
To
now.
be honest, what it actually requires is, what we should do is we should send all our MPs to China,
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
right, and make them,
I feel embarrassed.
right, not go and see politicians, actually go and see businesses and actually wake the fuck up.
Exactly.
Joe said it a bit quietly then, but I'll say it for him. Wake the fuck up.
Couldn't have said it better myself. You got an opinion on this?
My opinion. Well, everything's moving fast in China. Have you seen the state of our going back to train lines? But our train carriages are like so old. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I take the train a lot. I mean, I go once a week, twice a week, and I look at, you know, I go to look at Japan stuff, China stuff, and they've got the bullet train.
Well, the Chinese have the bullet train because it goes past our window here, right?
Yeah.
We have the push me, pull you thing that's diesel, smells,
Mm.
rattles an awful lot. And there's
Oh my
one of them
gosh.
that goes past that makes a really horrible hissing noise, like the brakes have been
I think
disconnected.
it's the old one.
Well, they're all old.
Yeah, they're all old.
But you
there
know
is
the
an older
push me
one.
pull you thing that goes back and forth. It goes along at about 20 mile an hour. I could run faster than it. In fact, Stevenson in his rocket would probably travel faster.
I know, yeah.
It's probably a history thing though, isn't it? Because we have got a lot of history when it comes to trains.
That's true.
And Francis Bourgeois is one of those who absolutely loves, that sort of thing. There are enthusiasts.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, jazz comes from a country that still uses steam trains,
Yeah.
right? But they work.
Yeah.
You might have 53 people on top of every carriage, but they still work.
Yeah.
They're probably on time.
Mm.
But it is but that's going to be the difference between China. That is the difference between China and India. India could easily be as good as China
Yeah.
if it invested in the stuff that China and just basically said we're going to build a really fast train between here and there.
No,
Rather-
even it is growing. Like if we talk about India, like this, all the things are now in very good phase.
Yeah.
So it is kind of having very good. Actually, the thing is, it is always a plan. So they have no plan. Earlier things it was back and forth, but now they have some good plan. I think.
Yeah.
But that's
In
the
coming
thing.
years, we'll see some very good pictures.
Yeah.
of it.
Oh no, I don't doubt that. But fundamentally, we decided to build a high-speed train that gets you to Manchester 10 minutes quicker.
Oh, lovely.
Who wants to get to Manchester 10 minutes quicker?
And then you'd have to pay like an extra £100 to get on it.
Well, yeah, exactly. But anyway,
What's the point?
good story.
Mm.
Thanks.
That is the story of our time.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
And I guess the $1 million question is, do we think Trump will improve it? Simple yes or no answer.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
What a nice
Do you know-
ceiling.
Do you know who Trump is?
Yes, I do. Don't like him, but
Why don't you like him?
I just don't like him. His morals.
What's wrong with his morals? Why?
A
Hang on a
couple
second.
things.
Right, let's put Trump's morals aside.
I think his business ideas are actually good.
Right, so put his morals to one side. How are Kamala's any better?
Oh yeah.
Given
no.
that she's exported like 300,000 children to wherever.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think Trump does have a plan in terms of business compared to Kamala.
Cool.
China.
China. China.
So, and your answer is, do you prefer Trump? Do you like Trump? Do you think Trump's going to improve it?
I think Trump's what the world needs right now. If the world was in a better place, I'd say probably not.
If it
That's-
wasn't so bad.
Yeah, but I think we need someone like Trump to,
Shake it up.
I'd rather have Trump for the leader of this country than what we've got at the moment. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's a radical statement, isn't it?
That is.
Do you know what's quite funny? In my
Who's
generation.
the leader of India at the moment? Is it still Modi? I always
Yeah,
forget.
it is Modi, yeah.
He's been the same forever, isn't he?
Yeah. Now I think so.
He's like an old chubby man.
Do they change government?
No, it is
No,
same.
it's
From
still
now
same.
15 years now.
Yeah, it's been around for a while, isn't it?
Oh, okay, I see.
Is it presidency there or prime minister? I'm not too.
Yeah, he's basically taking the action. Then only it's moving, right? So we need and sometimes we need a people who can take the proper decision and action.
Yeah.
Doesn't just see people like this. Oh, what to do? And sit on the chair, right? So there should be a people.
I love it when you do stereotypes of Indian people.
Stereotyping your own people. Yeah. Go on, say.
And if you went to the Philippines,
Oh.
the former leader of the Philippines used to just murder people, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure that was like an island where they crucified people.
Oh,
Yeah.
sounds about right.
It was not good.
All right, next one. Next story.
Moving on swiftly.
Another Top Gear.
Another Top Gear.
So
Well,
whose is this?
This is mine.
All right, Virgil. So you've picked another Top Gear one.
I have indeed.
That sounds like a good thing. 1,526 brake horsepower.
I was about to say, yeah, that is a lot of brake horsepower.
I did once own a car with 1,200 horsepower and it nearly killed me in
Really?
a straight line, yeah.
Which
No
car was
way.
that?
A Hennessy Viper.
Ah, I remember you talking about that one.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah. Only car I've nearly crashed in a straight line.
That's a feat, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to do anything. I was just trying to drive in a straight line. That would be. It wasn't like I ran out of talent. It just tried to kill me.
It took reins.
Maybe you just assume you had any to begin with.
Well, there is that. Although someone did challenge in a car dealership over the weekend, someone did challenge me to a race.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's an interesting race. So I've gone back to him and said, when are you setting it up? Which is a Ford Explorer EV
Right.
versus a Focus RS.
Ooh, I'd like to see that.
And I said, the Explorer might have more oomph and all the rest of it, but on a track, the RS will have it.
Oh, I really like
And he was like, no way. And so it's a bit of a challenge. So we have challenged Vospers, Ford, to that challenge, and it will be a question about whether they come up with the goods. They've got the RS and they've got the Explorer, and I want that race.
Well, we have.
I've basically said, Bruntingthorpe, bring the cars. We'll see what's better. And I love a good EV, as you know, but even I reckon that I can get around quicker in a Ford Focus RS than on one thing, because it's lighter and it's quicker through the bends.
Well, you have driven both, haven't you?
I have at separate points in my life, yes.
I mean, like
not back to back.
No, recently you've driven the Ford Explorer, and we did have a review on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, it's interesting to see what your thoughts on that.
I'm working on the basis that the brakes and the being half a ton lighter is actually going to help.
Well, I mean,
but anyway, Vospers,
yeah,
you challenged me to it.
Your move.
Right,
anyway, that's the story.
Anyway, 1,526 brake horsepower. That's a good number. Did I say that out loud again?
You did.
Okay.
But,
do you know how many Indians that is? That's about 4,550 Indians.
Oh my god.
It's probably more than that, actually.
That's a very precise number.
I don't know. I made that up.
Did you?
Yeah, because I don't know how many Indians go into a horse.
Well, I mean...
Oh my god.
If anyone, you can ask anyone.
That's almost a Bollywood movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could put some dancing to that, couldn't you?
Fucking hell.
Anyway, carry on.
So anyway, the
Nürburgring.
Nürburgring record. Some pronunciation there.
The Nürburgring.
Nürburgring. Record has been smashed.
Ooh.
4 doors. Which is, surprising in itself.
They have said Nürburgring has recently said that they're not going to allow EVs to do lap records.
Really?
Yeah. I don't really know what's behind it, but it's the Nürburgring the Nürburgring is a really funny place in that they are obsessed with health and safety, but then they let people drive extremely fast round it on one of the worst road surfaces you've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
And then worry when then they get all narky when people die. But that's a render. That's not even a real photograph.
No, I mean that is a very good render. That's not. But I'm loving the aesthetic on the inside.
I do like the way it looks.
It is. Well, it's actually not. I thought it was a Neo, but it's not. It's a Xiaomi, isn't it?
It's a Xiaomi, yeah.
Xiaomi, whatever you call it. Xiaomi, it is Xiaomi.
SE7 Ultra.
It's not the most interesting looking car.
It looks like Bumblebee from Transformers.
It does look a bit like Bumblebee.
I mean, if you said Xiaomi SE7 Ultra, I would think that's a flagship phone.
Well, they do. Xiaomi do make phones.
Yeah, they do.
And when you go to China, actually, I didn't see a Xiaomi store, but if you see the Huawei store basically has cars, laptops, phones, tablets, all in the same shop. Looks like an Apple store.
That's
right?
cool.
Which is basically just an empty shop unit with tables in it.
Yeah.
And about 400 of the same thing, which I never understand. Who has a shop with only one product?
Well, people's waiting lines to try it, don't they? So you've got 4 people testing one Apple Watch.
But they're all exactly the same as the previous one.
Yeah.
That's the bit I never understand about Apple. Why would you go to an Apple shop?
Well, during college breaks in college, we just
Why
walk in there.
Is there free coffee?
No, we just like playing with the phones.
But they're exactly the same as the one you probably have in your pocket.
The new phone probably has better quality camera.
But you don't take photographs with it in the shop, do you?
We do.
And then what do you do?
And then we write silly words on it. Yeah.
So all the phones full of weird words.
Yeah, sometimes.
With all the funny faces.
Yeah. Some people will be just taking photos and then they hide it, and then someone will go past there and look at it and they're like, "What the hell just happened here?"
Probably someone's job in Apple just to go through at the end of the day and
To
just wipe
delete
it.
every
What's on
photo.
this one? Oh yeah.
There's
probably laugh at
there's
us.
probably pictures of willies and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Drawings,
You know what
probably.
weird, but you know what weird people,
Mm.
you know, like
Especially from Mac.
especially Apple users.
Yeah.
Anyway, do we like it?
I mean, it's not about the actual car. It's about the fact that it's broken a Nuremberg record.
What did it do it in?
And it did it in 6 minutes 46
Fucking
seconds.
hell, that's quick.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. I grew up watching people crashing on Nürburgring.
Nürburgring. So I have driven the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Lucky.
So
I'll
I
do
have
that.
driven the Nürburgring.
What did you do it in?
In time or car.
Both.
So car was an Audi RS5,
Mm.
and I think it was about 16 or 17 minutes, which isn't bad.
That's good.
No, but 6 minutes 46. Is
It was a fairly
fucking-
heavily modified Audi RS5.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't mine, and it is quite terrifying when you're driving someone else's car.
Did you rent it or was it just given to you?
I went there, I got taken there.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
So, but I'd only ever driven the track once before, and then I did 3 laps, and that was the 3 laps that I did. But there is, what's her face there? I forget what her name is, but she's done it in 10 minutes in a transit van.
Oh my god.
So,
pretty
unfortunately, she died. I forgot what her name is. It's gone out of my head. But anyway,
I mean, compared to
Sabine Smith, she did it in like 10 minutes in the transit van. But she's probably done, at the time she did that, she'd probably done 4,000 laps of the Nürburgring.
Wow.
Whereas I've done 3, and there was traffic and all kinds of things. There was people like stopping in the middle of the track and shit like that. So that is fast.
People really like to bring beat up cars to the Nürburgring for some odd reason.
Yeah. Well, you now get really badly fined if you crash. If they have to recover you.
It's a lot of money to get recovered on a Nürburgring.
Yeah, it's like 10 grand.
But comparing it to some other EVs that have done the ring, Porsche Taycan Turbo GT was 7 minutes 7 seconds. Rimac Nevera was 7 minutes 5 seconds.
Under 10 minutes is it's 13 miles to give you an idea.
Oh my god.
So the average speed of that is about averaging, 120 mile an hour all the way around.
Yeah, that is quite crazy.
But it was fully stripped out.
So they lightened it.
Yeah.
They lightened a very heavy car.
And it was a prototype of that as well.
Okay. But anyway, do we like it?
I like the interior.
Yeah, I like it, and I like it, the power, but it have
Mm-hmm.
to speeding and all the things. Like, it is good one.
It's good.
It's a cool car.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Marianne, is it cool?
It is cool. I really like it.
So if you met a boy who was driving one of those, what would you say? Would it be ooh-ah, or would it be...
It'll be weird because I don't like
What?
car boys, car men have all the same personality type. Oh, my car this, my car that. If I met a guy who had a car like that and was boasting about it,
So your own negativity only applies if they're boasting about it.
yeah,
Oh,
I don't care about your car.
okay,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. Would a handbrake turn you on?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I do like cars.
There you go. Well, there you go. So the answer is, Benedict, would a handbrake turn you on if a man turned up with a car like that?
You know too much.
Jazz, if a man turned up with that, would your handbrake turn you on?
No.
It's getting hot and sweaty in here.
Look, I'm just treating you all equally.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Very inclusive.
I am inclusive. I don't care which way you all hang. Anyway,
Swing.
so anyway, we like it.
311 kilometres per hour there.
You see, well,
Wow.
that's 200 miles an hour.
That's speedy.
Oh.
That is very stripped out, bearing in mind it doesn't have a dashboard.
That's hilarious.
Right, anyway, are you next story?
Yeah, next story. Back to you then, James.
So this is a bit of a weird one, right? Because I've just been in America, and one of the biggest things in America is pickup trucks.
Oh,
As
yeah.
we know, yeah?
Mhm.
So the F-150 Lightning is an electric pickup truck. This is a brand that none of you here will have heard of. Maybe Jazz will have heard of KGM.
Yeah.
But it's basically they bought SsangYong, a brand called SsangYong, which was Korean.
Korean.
And they brought out a car recently called the Terror or whatever, an EV. And this is they're going to bring out this pickup truck.
Mm.
I think it looks pretty cool.
I don't. I think it looks too.
There's more truck than pickup.
Well, it's only a mid-sized pickup truck, so
Okay,
it doesn't have a great deal of load space. But it is not only is it a pickup truck, it's an electric pickup truck.
Yeah.
Mm.
How much load would that have on the battery, based on the weight? Because it looks so big.
Yeah, well, it's based on a car, so it's only a mid-sized pickup truck. So it's not. It's probably a bit smaller than something like a Ford Ranger,
Yeah. Okay.
but that's coming to the market.
I don't like the colour.
The thing is, whenever they're doing concept cars and stuff, they always use weird colours.
It's true.
But then there is another electric pickup truck you can buy right now, which I think is called the T90, which is made by Maxus, which is Chinese.
That looks nice.
That looks very
It's a
similar.
bit beefier.
Yeah.
That looks very similar. That's one of their next new cars. But that looks a bit like a Toyota FJ Land Cruiser.
Ooh, it looks nice. Looks beefy.
See?
Oh, you're right.
See, I'm always right about this shit.
It's very boxy.
But it looks very similar.
Yeah.
SsangYong used to be famous for doing Jeep-like cars. So they used to make a thing called a Corando, which looked like a Willys Jeep type thing.
That's also nice. Like the lights on those.
You like them because they look cute and
You're so
Japanese.
right. You're so right. They do look cute. They've got the
Ooh,
British. They look
yeah.
like the British flag lights.
Copy a Mini.
I love the fact it's in two colours, so depending on which side of it, you
That
get
is
a
actually
different
so
colour.
cool. I didn't even realise that till now.
That's the thing you like.
Yeah, it looks cool.
So anyway, coming to a town near you very soon. I think they're modern. I think they've not copied anyone else particularly.
Yeah.
I think it's unique. You know, it doesn't look like a Land Rover. It doesn't look like a Ford. It is
Looks a bit like a
Yeah.
Ford. Just a
Basically,
tiny
not
bit.
copied any proper design.
Yeah.
They have done something.
They've done something of
own. Yeah.
original.
I think it looks like a slightly squished horizontal Rivian.
It does have elements of it, but it does look. It's going to have elements of different manufacturers. Like you could argue that the grille being slotted like that is like a Jeep, but fundamentally they have gone their own way, and I think it looks pretty good.
I think there's no way of.
I think it might be colour sensitive,
Yeah.
but they're talking about 300 miles of range, possible four-wheel drive, able to tow.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
ticks a lot of boxes,
It does actually. Yeah.
and it'll be here next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so soon.
Any price range decided for it? Or it is?
Reading between the lines, in the sort of late 30s,
Oh,
early 40s, so not mega money.
yeah. So it is good for normal.
See,
I think it's pretty cool.
It doesn't mention price.
I know it doesn't.
Would this come out in America or UK or?
No. It's a worldwide vehicle, so
Okay.
it's Korean. It will come out in Korea first, and then it will be and probably some other markets, places like India and alike. But it's coming here.
Awesome. Well, let's get a review of this. I think.
Yeah. So if you want to know where the nearest KGM dealer is, it's in Exeter.
Oh, it's
Really?
an Exeter.
Yeah, there's a KGM dealer in Exeter. So the Torres or whatever it's called, the other KGM car that's replaced SsangYong, is available now.
Nice.
Wow.
So it's good to see some interesting EVs coming. So the problem we've had a bit of a girth of like boringness. So I was in a Ford dealer at the weekend, right?
Yeah.
The new Ford Capri, which is an insult to the name, is dull as dishwater. There's dishwater that is more interesting.
Yeah.
In fact, there's clogged drains that are more interesting. And, you know, I don't mind the Explorer. I think the Explorer is not a bad car.
That was one of the things we said, wasn't it? Like every single EV at the moment just is very samey. They're not really pushing boundaries.
Yeah, I think I mentioned to you, a EV looks like, most EVs at the moment look like it's been stung by a bee by the fact that they're all so...
Explain this.
Do you know what I mean?
You've either got the bees or the wasps.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's...
What, they've had anaphylactic shock?
They look swollen. They look
Swollen.
big.
Yeah, but
and, like,
all cars
the
have got a bit like that.
I guess so.
So
Which is
all cars
ugly.
just seem to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm.
So, yeah, but most EVs are as dull as. And there are a few interesting EVs coming. You know, there genuinely are. But the ones that we've got now, so the other one we looked at the weekend was we looked at a EQA Mercedes. It's nice enough, I drove it. It drives all right, but it's a bit dull. And in the showroom, you could have a mid-spec EQA, or you could have a Mercedes A35.
So I did the math and
So the EQA is basically just a crossover kind of Ford Focus sized car,
Okay.
right? The A35 is 300 horsepower, turbocharged 2 litre with a wing on it, lowered, nice alloys, all the rest of it. And you go and look at it, and you can have, amazingly, you can have the A35 for less money than you can have an EQA. So the current deal on them is you can get one for £414 a month with no deposit. 0% finance, straight out of the box. But the EQA, which is the sensible option, is £449 and £500 deposit.
That just makes no one want to buy an EV.
So, well, yeah, quite. So you're in there going, I've got to come here thinking about buying an EV, and then you go, oh, I'd like that rabid animal instead. So it's not quite as fast as an A45, but the A35 is a beast of a car. So anyway, the summary of this is that I'm rambling on.
As always.
Always. A lot of EVs are just a bit dull, so that's why I like that, because it looks
like a truck.
it looks like you thought about it.
Yeah.
It's not quite pushing out the boat such as Jaguar, but it is nice.
No, but they want to retain their customers,
Exactly, yeah.
I don't blame them.
right?
Yeah.
So if you looked at everything SsangYong had produced before, right, you would look at that and go, actually, that's better than what I have.
Yeah.
Can you not spell SsangYong?
It's quicker, isn't it?
What I would say about KGM is they are actually known as KG Mobility, right? Which makes them sound like a mobility scooter
I
company.
was just gonna
So
say
that's
that,
their current pickup truck there.
Oh wow.
I actually quite like it.
That's nice. It's like businessman type of stuff, especially the car above it.
Nice.
So that's what SsangYong did make, and that's what they're now going to make.
It's
so
similar.
they've kind of made an effort. So credit where credit's due. I have to say the KGM branding, not really feeling.
No.
Like calling themselves KG Mobility is a bit like a mobility scooter company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
You
have
know.
some
I mean, KTM is,
KTM.
it's the bike one.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of when I first heard it. Yeah.
But it is a bit.
That's a bit,
Yeah, KTM's all to do with
KTM have
Its
good,
brand is
good
its own.
bikes.
Yeah, KTM make good bikes.
Yeah.
Actually, their EV bike, which they're sharing with Ducati, looks quite interesting.
Oh really? I haven't seen that before.
So,
I really do like KTM's.
Look at
No,
that.
found out they're too tall for me. Even a 125.
yeah. See, that looks like a proper bike, doesn't it?
That's what I mean by wasp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
So is that the last story?
That is the last story.
Hang on a second. Excuse me a second. My phone is going mental. What is going
Popular
on?
guy.
So on that note,
Yeah, on that
what did we learn today?
Jaguar just are going in the wrong direction. The government's fallen apart. And
Well, as we film this, there is currently a petition out there with over 2.2 million signatures for Keir Starmer to resign and call a general election.
Oh.
please do.
That was so much concern.
Well, what's the worst thing can happen? It can't get any worse, can it?
I don't know any politics.
Oh, you do.
No, I don't.
You do.
Do I?
Yes.
What kind?
You work here. Surely you understand some.
Give it time.
We'll share some thoughts in stand-ups.
I'm just a girl. No,
I'm just a
I'm
girl.
just a girl. My
Um,
brain doesn't have space for that. It's a personal opinion. I don't care enough for it.
well, that's a fair answer.
Yeah. Yeah, don't care enough for it.
So, and on that note, what have you learned?
Yeah, basically we got new tech, what is going on.
Do you now know that you don't need a coat when you're in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bored of
It
it.
is basically, so I want to see, but it is like,
It's
no.
I'm really hot. So what have you learned apart from you're really hot?
Yeah, basically it is good. We discuss the multiple things. When we do discuss, like, even I can read the news, that is a separate thing. But when we do discuss, we get a thought of other persons. And
We
it
share
was,
opinions.
and on top of it, it was good, funny.
But
as well.
do we care about his opinion?
Yeah, kind of. We can.
Thank you, Jazz.
Aw.
At least someone cares about your opinion.
Yeah, that and Dave the taxi driver.
Oh, and Dave
yes.
and Dave the taxi driver. Dave the taxi driver particularly likes Virgil.
Yeah.
Haven't heard from you in a while, Dave.
Yeah, where is Dave? We haven't heard from him. And actually, we haven't had any letters recently either.
No, we haven't. I was going to ask, but
No, we didn't have a letter this week.
it's fucking dry.
We'll see if we can get one next week. If you're out there and you are watching this, remember to ring the bell, subscribe, all that kind of crap.
Send an email.
If you particularly like what we do, comment, love us, whatever. If you hate us, comment as well because we can abuse you back.
Even if you just hate him, just...
Even if you just hate me, I'm happy to be hated. It goes with the territory.
Yeah.
But given the love that I get from you,
I wouldn't say
I
that.
need something to balance it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, the thing that we have learned is that someone cares what Virgil thinks. And on that note, it's bye from this edition of Voltsmonster Interactive. Say bye, Virgil.
Bye, Virgil.
Bye.
Marianne. Bye.
Bye.
Is there room in your head for that?
No.
Say bye.
Yeah, bye. See you guys next time. Again. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that sounds like a wrap.
Bye
Yeah.
from you as well.
Oh yeah, and bye from me.
Now it's a wrap.
Now it's a wrap.